Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Jerush here, just checking to set up this episode. Welcome, guys. I'm so glad to have you back. I'm so glad to be back in this new year, 2024. Just refreshment. New ideas, new mind, and as well new project. So I welcome you all, back, and I believe you all doing great now, which is a fantastic thing. So today, we're gonna go back to the project, to where we left, to the origin. We left. I remember in 2023 we were working on this project in December. So we're gonna go back there. But you ask me, Jerry, but we wondered why didn't you post, other content, even the project content. But the thing is, this is what you need to understand. In January, from nowhere, I don't know what happened. The client, sorry, just decided, to suspend the project from nowhere. So he put a pause on the project. That gave me a little bit of freedom. I got my freedom, from him suspending the project. So the project got suspended, from for something like 3 months. He had to call me out, for a meeting. I had a meeting with him, last month, March. So that's why I'm back. I'm back on the project. That's why I'm introducing the project to you. But beside that, for those past 3 months, I was busy, on the mechanical side. I was enrolled into a project as a freelancer, under contract. It was on the design and development of a heat transfer nanofluid testing rig. So we started the project in January. So we are continuing with it, but that's one I cannot share with you. That is a company privacy. So it remains with the company, workers. So we're gonna go through, what we left, because this is, the first time I'm opening this project, for the 2024 year. So what we see here, it's just a worksheet. It's just a worksheet. I did the electrical design schematic of, the cottage in Hydromax. Then I imported it as a image file into ArchiCAD. That's what we are seeing here. It helps me, to be consistent with my work. So what we're gonna do today, our agenda, I think, I don't want this video to be as exponential as it can get. I want to keep it, consistent and concise. So what's we're gonna talk about today, there's a lot, for the past 3 months. There's a lot to talk about, about how the project has evolved and how it became, throughout, all this time, that I was off, because this is what I left. This is the last session. The last time I closed the project. This was it. This is where how far I reached, in my work. So what's gonna do? We're gonna first start with this. This is a section detail. A section detail is the section that shows you, either, let's say, mostly they are concise. No, they're limited. They are not like, a normal, they're not like a simple architectural, section. A section detail, as the name, records it, backs it up. It gives you just a simple detail, either of your window or of your wall, of, let's say, of your furniture. So the thing is, what's gonna do here, I'm gonna show you how I made it, because in ArchiCAD you're never gonna find a section detail. There's section true, but there's no section detail. So this is a section detail. In ArchiCAD you can only find a plan section detail, meaning that it's not dynamic. You cannot open it. You can't do nothing about it. You can just modify it in based on its texture or color, but not based on its dynamics or its view. But this one, it's an ArchiCAD section true, but the thing is, it's not it's dynamic true, but it is a section detail. So how did I come up with this symbolism, with this symbol, and call it out to be a section detail. So the way I created this symbol, I know you're gonna bear with me. I'm gonna scroll a little bit, then we're gonna go to the first floor, because the thing is, this is what happened when you create a section in ArchiCAD. Let's say for instance, if I created this section on the ground floor, the ASO1, on the ground floor, meaning that it has to replicate in other floors, so it has to appear in other floors. For instance, if I go to the first floor here, you see that this section will appear, but the one that we created as a section detail disappear. And the thing is, we still maintain the same layer combination. We still in the same layer combination. And you're gonna say, oh, no, how come, Jerry? Probably you created two different layers, one for the section and the other one for the section detail. Yeah, that might be true, but it's not really the response, based on this fact. What I did here is very simple. Though it's an ArchiCAD section, but the mere fact that it appears in its ideal floor and not onto the others, it's because now I tweak it a little bit. What did I do here? I'm gonna click on it and press Ctrl T to open the settings dialog. No, let's give it little second there. The setting doesn't will appear. Once the sections selection settings dialog appear, you will see that there's one section that says horizontal range. So this gives us the range of your section in a horizontal point of view, and this one gives us the range of it in your vertical point of view. So, and you will see that in the vertical point of view, I said limited because I want to limit it. I want to keep it concise, not that extensive. In horizontal, I say it's fine, keep it, infinite, keep it, as wide as it can get. And you will see that I pointed here when it comes to the section view of this section. I've said just limit its vertical range, to the height of 2.7 and to the depth of minus 0.70, meaning that is minus 0.70, and the other thing is the unit, it's meter. So this is it, and you will notice that here where it says show on stories, this is how you show your section on the floor plan. This dialog box, by pressing the down arrow, it shows you how you can visualize your section on the floor plan. Will you visualize it in every plan, which means that if I click on all, or if I click on ground floor, meaning that only on the ground floor, or if I click on a browse story, a browser can choose one story, but in my case I've chosen the ground floor. Then click on the ground floor story, and I click on OK, which means I maintain the appearance of my section only to the ground floor, not to other stories. That's why when I went to the first floor, when I click on the first floor, this section didn't appear, because of this section. After tweaking here, you'll be able to keep your section only to the ground floor. I mean your section detail only to the ground floor, not to the other floors. And after putting or setting the section symbol here into place, what I did next is to create this blackish tail that we are seeing here. So what I did to create it, very simple. When I click on it, you see that it's just a simple fill. It's just a fill. So it doesn't have a mass. It's just kind of simply putting it just a fill. It's just a fill. It's just a representation of something. But in our case, it plays just a role of a tail to our section, because I've never seen this kind of section representation symbol in ArchiCAD. So I had to create this one to set a distinction between the longer range section and section detail, because most of section details, this is their symbols. Most of them, they have this symbol of, or they have just the head and the section line. But in most of because the structure work, you found sections, section details represented this way. So, and what I did next, I created a layer for both of them. I created one layer, meaning that if that layer is off, both the tail and the head, they go off. So you can see here the section layer, I put it in a layer detail. Let's open the layer. It's a section detail architecture for the window. That's why you can see this section sets on the window. When I click this fill as well, you will see that it's the same layer. So if each and every time that layer is off, if each and every time that layer goes off, this section will go off as well, as I'd shown you by opening the zone here, the zone layer combination. If I click on zone core layer combination, you see that section goes off. So then let's just go back. Let's just go back here in furniture interior. Then the section comes back with its tail. So that's how you do it. However, for the other architectural section, now they will be able to be displayed in other floors. If I go to the print floor, you see that this will still appear, but the other one will disappear, because the section detail was only made for the ground floor. So this is it. And you will see that now you will notice that there's a market. So I just cut this market to limit our working flow. So we'll be just working on this space, not going in other spaces, because if you recall, I posted a video in which I've detailed and I explained why I'm just limiting my workflow in this house, in this building, not the other one, because I've signed an agreement with the client. The client came up with that agreement to say, what, you can touch everywhere you're gonna touch in this project, but don't show my main building. I'll allow you to do whatever you want to do with the cottage, with the visitor's house, but don't touch my main building. I say yes. There we are. That's why you're saying this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open the market, the trade view. Another thing is you will notice that there's a little bit of colors. Maybe you've never seen this elsewhere. Probably it might be your first time. What I did here, these colors you're seeing, because my layer combination, this guy here is activated. I've activated the layer combination, and I've chosen the layer combination called by structure non-load bearing transparent. So this is, once I've chosen this layer combination, this will be the appearance of my floor plan. And the other thing, if I go back to say no overrides, meaning that I'm switching off the layer combination, this will be the original view of my floor plan without the layer combination. This is how it's gonna look like. This is how it's gonna look like. But if I switch on by choosing a layer combination here, if I choose where we're gonna get stuck on the one that was previously set. If I go back to that layer combination, you see that the appearance of my floor plan will automatically change and go back to the one it was in the origin. This is, I think, I pretty like it, so we're gonna keep it throughout the whole session. So what I'm gonna do here, after explaining you this about the layer combination, you can even change the model view. It's based on what you are showing, and I'll come here a little bit now, but not today, probably in upcoming videos or tutorials. So for today, we're gonna just get simple, not complex. After showing how I did my section detail, then we're gonna open it. I think probably not today, next time, because there are a lot. If I click on section, you can see all these are section detail from 00. You see here, if I scroll down all the way, all of them, all these, we go into 14, 16, 17, up to 21. All these detail, section detail, all these from that zero that I showed you all the way to 21 here, they're all section detail, and these are the normal section or architectural section. So what I want to show you here, let's open the 3D view. Let's see how our building is looking in 3D view. So this is our 3D view. Our marquee 3D view, kind of a cutout, a call out if you are using Revit, but a marking with ArchiCAD. So what I'm gonna do here, we're just gonna go through it, right? We're just gonna have a run, orbit a little bit, check few things, and just pan a little bit as well to see how our buildings looking all around, just to have at least a view how is it looking since the last time we kind of, I'm not gonna say abandoned it, I'll probably say left it, yeah, this is how it's looking, this is how realistic it is. Then you're gonna ask me another question about the color and in the image, the representation of my building. I'm gonna point you down to the graphic of override again. This time it's normal, the one that we've chosen on the floor plan, which is this structure one. It's now the black and white. That's why you see that my floor plan, the 3D view, it's made kind of black and white, right? Though it's a little bit of gray, but it's mostly black and white. So this is because I have used the graphic override. So if I switch off the graphic override by clicking on no overrides, it's gonna go back to the green wall and the gray roof, the little bit of page around. They'll take the original color. Because I've activated the graphic override, this is the view that we get. So what I'm gonna do here, let's have a tour, let's enter enter the building, and see whatever is inside. As I enter the building, oh, it's all white. Jesus, as you can see, it's all white. You will see that there's a little bit of a difference, between this counter and this counter is more white, the other one it's more gray. It is because of the graphic override rules. The different rules that I've set in my graphic override will determine the appearance of my building element type or or either my objects, different element that I've used in my project. So the graphic override, the thing is, a graphic override, it's mainly a different way of viewing your building. Different ways of viewing your building. You can view it with this color, with the other color, with this aspect. You can change the aspect based on what you need, based on your requirements. I know it's all white. Let's a little bit of stand here and see how building is. We're having a TV here. I think is what I did here. I came up with that creative mind of creating new things. As you can see here, this TV stand, I designed it. The whole TV stand I've designed. The whole. Oh, I'm in the ceiling. Let's go down. Let's scroll in down like this. Let's have, as you can see here, the TV stand I've designed it myself. The whole TV stand, all these patterns here around. I'll design it. I wanted to bring up, I wanted to bring forth that creative mind, in designing things. Most of my designs, I like not only using objects, but using my creativeness, bringing things alive, such as this shelf, these shelves, these combinations of wood and steel that I've created, to bring that environment of support and kind of a shelf keeping space for books and other things. So as you can see here, if we click on the escape pattern twice. You can see that they're made of morph. They are morph. It's made of a lot of morphs elements here, and if I zoom in, let's go a little bit closer and let's orbit. Let's orbit around, orbit like this. You see that the balls there, they are embedded, in the piece of shelves wood there. They're embedded, so even on the wall, the wall mounted. You can see, the bolts there, and the every bracket around, and the connection of it. I really like it. I really like being creative like this. Creating new things. Being able, to bring things that you have designed on the paper. Bringing them alive. It's really mind blowing. And it pushes me, to seek for more and more knowledge. So this is it, for the moment, for today. We're gonna stop here. We're gonna stop here for today. This is what I wanted to show you. This is one I wanted to see and be aware of it. I know that it's not that much. I just wanted to keep this video concise and not exponential. Yeah, we're gonna stop here for today. Next time, we're definitely gonna continue. I'll share more, as we be going on. There will be demonstrative, videos that I will create, because after the meeting with the client, we decided to add, the building element type, into the project, to make it, according to the client's need. The design, I've already done the design and the schematic of it. So now it needs just a 3D implementation, So that's what we'll be doing. Probably you will see it, if you used to watch my demonstration videos, definitely gonna see it. But when it comes to the tutorials, and presentation as such as this one, I will see you next time. Just be safe, take care of your family, take care of yourself. Be safe out there, and be happy, always happy. Cheers, guys.